Good morning. My name is Lisa Daisel. I'm from the Unisa Directorate for Counselling and Career Development. The Unisa Directorate Counselling and Career Development is committed to supporting you for success. We understand and acknowledge that it may have taken you longer to complete your qualification than you initially planned, and that you may be concerned about how you will be able to finish your qualification. As you are preparing for your studies for the rest of the year, we thought it may be helpful for you to reflect on how your UNISA studies can be compared to undertaking a challenging task such as summiting Kilimanjaro. Just like summiting Kilimanjaro, your experience of your studies is affected by what you carry with you, your previous experience and how you prepare, your support, that is, your team members, your environment, the weather conditions, and your thinking about your studies. We are inviting you to watch this presentation to help you consider how to focus more on the things you can control while you are preparing for and undertaking your UNISA study journey. With me this morning, I've got my colleague, Dr. Chipiwa Kurisang. Welcome, Dr. Kurisang.
Thank you, Lisa, and thank you to students for taking your time to listen to this presentation. We hope it will really encourage you and also motivate you through this journey of summiting Kilimanjaro. The majestic mountain. It is very rewarding at the top of the summit. You can imagine that day when you are on stage graduating. But the real experience of summiting is when you are on different levels or at different camps. Remember, people summit for different reasons. You have got your own reason that you have started this qualification. I'm not sure whether it is for promotion, is it for getting a job, but there is a reason when you decided I need to study so that I can change my life. Each person will have a unique experience when summiting, depending on how they prepared, their support, and how they think about summiting, and also their own experiences as they summit. The same applies when we are studying. Where you are now, you have had a lot of experiences, even with UNISA, with the registration, with exams, or even your personal life that you related to the study. The long and winding road is also part of the journey. And despite its challenges, completing your qualification is also part of your journey. That's why today, when we are talking about your studies, we thought we really need to use this metaphor of summiting Kilimanjaro. What affects the journey? Think about it. Think about when people are summiting, there could be a lot of things that affects the journey. The same applies when you are studying. There could be a number of things that affects your journey. What you carry with you, it could be your previous experience. It could be your previous experience with studying. I'm not sure whether you started studying at UNISA or you started studying at another university. It could also your preparation, how you thought about UNISA, how you thought about distance learning. When we talk about things that affect the journey, we cannot forget your team members, your support team. When you are studying, sometimes you think you are the only one studying, you are on your own. However, it's not true. There is a lot of support team, your family, it's part of your support team, your church, UNISA, your co-workers. It might be that sometimes you are not aware these are part of your support team, which impacts on your journey as well. The weather condition. It is raining in February, and you can imagine if you are summiting in January, it could also be affecting how long you summit, your energy. Maybe you are summiting through a very muddy place. Your shoes could be heavy due to the mud and the rain as well. Remember, your thinking about the summit also impact on you. This refers also to your thinking about your studies. I am not sure how you think about your studies at this particular time of your life. with all the experiences you have had with your studies, when you look at yourself and studying, how do you view yourself and how do you view UNISA? How do you view your lecturers, or how do you view your support team? Because that has got an impact on your journey as well. There are always challenges as we summit. There are always challenges in the journey of studies. There are different challenges on the journey. One of it is weather. Some people struggle with cold weather or wind. This applies even when we are studying. When it's winter, you might feel very cold that you cannot study. But also when it's hot, sometimes you feel so tired and you can't focus. There could be physical challenges such as exhaustion. I could imagine, since you have been studying for this degree for a number of years, how exhausted you might be. When we just say UNISA and when we say qualification, maybe your body just becomes tired and you feel fatigued. That is important that we reflect on that, because it's part of the challenges that you are experiencing. Maybe the physical challenges is also coming from illness. We spoke about medical challenges. During the summit, some people may develop medical challenges. It could be frostbite, it could be breathing problems. I could imagine the COVID pandemic, where we come from, has affected your studies physically and mentally, maybe even emotionally or in a relation. Maybe it has affected even your support team. As we journey, as we summit and we experience all these challenges, we can also develop mental challenges. You feel overwhelmed and demotivated. I am not sure what else is demotivating you, whether it's just only your studies that you have not been progressing the way you thought about, or even the feedback you receive. Or you are thinking, where will I work? What will I do at the end of this degree? Am I even worthy to be who I want to be? That could also impact on you. And you start feeling very overwhelmed and demotivated. It is important that we acknowledge this. It's important that we think about these issues and how they impact on our journey. I just want us to take some time to look at the story of the summit. There was a blind man who was summiting with other groups. And as they have been summiting, due to his challenges, of course, the summit was not progressing the way they have thought. They needed to support him, and possibly the rest of the team members felt that they are being delayed. And one night, as he was resting in his tent, he overheard other members that they are talking about him and they are talking about the impact he has on this summit. And they also made a decision that they want to leave him behind. They made a decision for him. He can't summit anymore. When they woke up in the morning and they called a meeting, and when they started to talk to him, he then informed them in the morning, you must not make a decision for me. I will make a decision for myself. I want you to have this story in mind when you are thinking about your own journey, because we are not sure where you are and how it feels in your own journey of summiting your Kilimanjaro with your studies at UNISA. I am not sure what are the voices you are hearing discussing you and your journey. But what I'm aware of, after a long journey, you might feel fatigued and think that you will not be able to summit. It may be that you are closer than what you think. It might be that when you read at the marks and you read at the number of years, for you is the voices that are saying you can't make it. But I wonder whether you would allow those voices to be louder than your own voice, and whether you will allow other people to make a decision for you. failing an assignment or failing an exam or taking 8 years or 4 years without completing a degree, it's not really a measure of what you are capable of. Maybe it's very cold. You are alone in this journey of your studies. Even though there are people around you, they are not understanding your challenges, your feelings, your thought, and your experiences. But you need to keep walking slowly to avoid hypothermia. Only if you stand still and you feel paralyzed, the cold could be quite overwhelming that it would be hard even for you to lift your feet. Maybe you need to stay in the same camp another night. Sometimes in our journey, we think I need to complete this year. We even put pressure on ourselves to say, I must take 10 or 12 modules and finish. But maybe you need to just say, it's okay. It's okay that I will take another year and then complete this degree. I'm not sure, however, what will this mean to you? Who will you need to support you? But part of this is our way of throwing a rope to you as you summit to say, we are holding you. Just hold on this rope so that you can summit and make a decision for yourself. We are here for you, but maybe you need other people as well or other resources, but take some time and think about your own journey and your voice and the other voices that you are hearing and my voice that you are hearing today saying you can still summit. What is difficult when you hear my voice? What is motivating? What is intriguing? Have you been waiting for a voice like this? That just say you are summiting the Kilimanjaro. We are aware it's difficult. We are aware you are tired, but we're gonna hold you. I said earlier in the story to say, think about that story, because I want you to realize, what are you hearing? Who are you hearing? Are you hearing your team members? Are you hearing your lecturers? Are you hearing their voice or your own voice? Where is your voice? Whose voice is more louder? I even want you to think about the voice you are hearing. Is it really from the experiences of summiting, or maybe it's from your previous summit experience, or even hiking? I said earlier on, I'm not sure whether this is your first experience or your first qualification at Unisa. Some of you might have been from other universities where you were academically expelled. Maybe you couldn't complete the qualification because of financial reasons. Maybe this is not even your first qualification at Unisa. You have got 2 or 3 incomplete qualifications. And that's the voice from those qualifications. But think about, what are you hearing? Is this what you want to hear? Are you comfortable with the voice that you are hearing? As we summit, part of the summit has got fears, because you have heard stories of what has happened with other people. Also for yourself, as you experience the summit and you experience challenges, it provokes fears and feelings of inadequacy. How are these impacting on your journey? You know, maybe already you have experienced frostbite, or you have days where you were in hospital. That could create a lot of fear, and you see yourself based on what has happened the previous days. Maybe you have failed. Maybe you had to change measures, and that is impacting on you. What do you need? Earlier on, I said part of this initiative or these conversations that we are having with you is just to offer you a rope. We are aware that as you are summiting, there are times that you need somebody to throw you a rope and say, hold on to this rope. I will take care of you. Sometimes you also need others to hold your hand so that you can support each other in a slippery slope. At times, the only thing you need is to confront your fears and test the reality. Maybe you need to tell yourself it's over, but it's not over that you are not summiting. It's over that you have been delayed or you have been delaying yourself. or it's over, that you have been embroidered by these fears that has paralyzed you and they have made you stuck in your journey. Maybe you need to accept the message you think you are hearing, but you also need to know, is this what you need, and whose message or which voice are you hearing? But really think about what you need. I want you to think about, can you relate to this metaphor of summiting your own journey as you are summiting at Unisa through the qualification you are doing? Sometimes as you are summiting and you are exhausted, you need to take time to reflect, why are you summiting? Why do you need this qualification? Who do you need this qualification for? For who and for what? And you need to think whether that reason keep you focused on this journey, even on difficult rainy days and cold days as you are shivering. The reason why you are summiting keeps you going and also keep you warm when you are cold. What then is the next step? Should you need support or a space to share your study experiences, please book an appointment with us online. You can still please select the student support services and then complete the rest of the details needed to make your booking. If you need to connect with us by email, please send your inquiry to daisel@unisa.ac.za. Thank you very much.